And I'm sorry, but we got to talk about this. Who made these? Tag them. Someone approved this project.
All right, what's good, guys? Today I want to talk about the Jordan 2. Now, I'm not an expert in the Jordan 2, but I do want to talk a little bit about it, my experience with it, and why I think Jordan could have done a way better job trying to bring that back to customers. I wasn't collecting in 1986 or 87. I first started collecting in the early 2000s, but at that time, I was not a fan of the Jordan 2, just like a lot of other people out there, even people that were around when it first came out. Even Michael Jordan himself was like, I don't like this shoe. It's clunky, it's bulky, it's heavy. We all know they try to do something a little bit different with that shoe. They want to combine that whole like fashion piece with the performance piece. Jordan was wearing his chains when he was playing. He was a cool guy, and they wanted to do the upgraded premium materials. You got to take some risks and do big kind of bold statement approaches when you approach this Jordan line. I completely understand why they did what they did, but it was basically a complete flop. Now, Jordan tried to bring back Jordan 2. They would sprinkle it in, over the next like 20 years or so, or 30 years. But they tried to really do it big. I think it must have been like 2021, 22, somewhere around there. I'm going to put a whole bunch of photos of some of the Jordan 2 colorways they brought back. Now, what they could have possibly done is be a bit more deliberate with the collaborations that they brought back. I mean, if you think about the Bin 2s, the Dornbecker 2s, the Eminem 2s, the Don C collaboration. I mean, all of those were received really, really well. And to this day, people look back and are like, damn, those are like really, really nice 2s. But personally, I think the Manier 2s, as much as I love A Ma Maniere, this is not a good shoe. This is not a good colorway. This really wasn't well executed. We do not like the snakeskin on the midsole. Obviously, we know Off-White did their thing with the Jordan 2. This probably was one of their most complicated and challenging projects, bringing back a Jordan 2, a low, which we haven't really seen in a minute. And to make this hype and make this somewhat desirable, even though a lot of people also were not really feeling it, but to even get that kind of energy around a Jordan 2 was crazy. And then those J Balvin 2s, I mean, it's like we forgot those even existed. Those retailed so high, first of all, with a silly little thing in the tongue. And then the colorway also sucked. There's like clouds on them and stuff. You can literally buy those for like 50 off right now after fees on any of these websites. They didn't even bring back the OG red-white colorway. I mean, if you're going to bring back the original, you got to bring back all the OGs. They didn't bring back the OG lows. There's just a couple of things that I feel would have been super obvious to do if you want to bring back a silhouette that, one, already people didn't like that much. Every single time you brought it back, it was kind of a tough sell. So you had to bring either a collaboration, a really hot collaboration, or some sort of heat or excitement behind it. Or you have to bring back the original colorways to at least get back that OG customer and likely some of the new customers that are just interested in original colorways. But instead, you bring back a lot of colorways that probably aren't really the best executed or thought out. And I think flooding the marketplace with so many of these shoes kind of watered it down really, really quickly.
And I'm sorry, but we got to talk about this. Who made these? Tag them. Someone approved this project. While you and I are working our normal jobs, someone got paid to make this.
I think the Jordan 2 sneaker right now actually falls in line with a ton of the trends that we're seeing right now. I mean, it has a very sleek, kind of narrow at the toe look, similar to a Samba. It's a low top sneaker. It isn't super chunky, and it comes in at a really great price point. I mean, it kind of has all the characteristics of a sneaker that should do well right now. But I think Jordan kind of almost missed the boat. They either released it way too early, or they didn't really have a follow-through plan about when that kind of silhouette started trending up. Why didn't they just do something a bit cooler with the Jordan 2? These are just my opinions. I think this sneaker is just a super tough sell from the start. So I can't really blame them that much for what happened and what they attempted. I mean, a lot of people really do enjoy this shoe as well that probably didn't before. But I think when you release something like this, I think people are in the lab kind of thinking about it and being like a little nervous about it, right? Because they don't know what to necessarily anticipate. It's going to be a challenging project. It's not like we're putting out a Jordan 11 or a Jordan 3 or a Jordan 4, which we know is probably going to do well kind of almost regardless of what it looks like. So when you have to do something so deliberate and specific, you have to be very, very particular about some of the decisions that you're making about the shoe. Anyway, again, that's just my opinion. I'm still waiting on retros of these two guys. But if you made this far in the video, appreciate you watching. Definitely hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.